Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin, and welcome to Caitlin J. Reads. This is my channel where we talk everything books, everything science fiction, fantasy, books, maybe a couple other things sprinkled in there, but mostly science fiction, fantasy, alright? Before we start today's video, which is going to be my December wrap-up, alright? Comment down below, what was your favorite book that you read the end of last month? Alright, we're in the year of 2023. Crazy. Absolutely insane. Insanity. Each year I get older. Alright, I'm 24. The years fly by. Okay? They fly by. Alright? And that was no different with 2022. I read a total of 75 books last year. I'm proud of myself. Or maybe 76. I think it was 75 though. But I finished my Goodreads goal, and December was a relatively good month for me after coming off a horrible slump in the months of November and October. Alright, I read a total of 6 books. We're going to talk about them all today, alright? Like I said, comment, hit that subscribe button down below, alright? We're at 320, alright? Love that for me. I love that for us, actually. Thank you so much, every single person who has clicked that subscribe button, alright? I truly appreciate you. And I'm just so excited to just jump right into today's video, right? So without further ado, let's just get into it, all right? Stop the rambling and get into it. So, the first book I read this month, Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, all right? I know this copy kind of looks like a Bible, all right? It's from Target. Got it for Christmas, all right? Didn't read this, read the ebook, but I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, alright? I feel as though if I didn't watch the TV show when I was in college, I would have enjoyed this 10 times more, alright? Because the TV show is like a carbon copy of the book. And while I'm sure that was like really awesome, okay, for the book fans, going in, read the book, and like watching the TV show, it wasn't too great for me, alright? Because I knew pretty much everything that was coming. Like I said, I will give props to the people on that TV show because it was literally carbon copy, spitting image, and I feel like we're always complaining in this community that, you know, these adaptations just aren't doing it right. But the first season, the first book of Game of Thrones was just a total knockout. So good, all right? Like I said, I would have enjoyed this 10 times more if I didn't know what was coming, but I do. All right, I'm just excited to move on with these books and, you know, get to the meat of them because I'm sure that it gets to a point where they diverge because the TV show is finished and the books are not, all right? So I'm excited for, you know, the shakeup, because I don't want to really read something where I know every single thing that's going to happen. If you know me, I like to go into books without knowing a single thing, right? It's just the most fun thing for me, right? That's not what I got from this. Like I said, still 4 stars, still really awesome book, okay? I really loved the characters we followed, like, we followed Daenerys, we followed Arya, we followed Bran, who I really enjoyed reading from his perspective in this book, and we follow Ned, and Catelyn, and Tyrion. Who am I? I just keep on, you know, rattling them all off. But I had a great time reading from all of their perspectives. Like I said, there were points in the book that I was like, this line literally is in the TV show verbatim. Like, it's exactly the same. Like I said, I'm sure at some point they will start to diverge. It hasn't yet, all right? Which is why I got a 4 out of 5 stars instead of a 5 out of 5 stars. Because I feel like I would have been blown out of the water if I didn't know what this book was about or, like, the content of the book already. Enough with the rant, 'cause that's really my only problem with this book. It's truly, like, my only big glaring issue, you know, is the fact that it's so similar to the TV show, and I think it's my fault. I just wish that, you know, little 18-year-old me didn't go back and watch Game of Thrones. I wish I never watched it, because I would have loved to watch it after reading the book and seeing all of those, you know, word-for-word scenes in the TV show that are in the book, so yeah, whatever. 4 out of 5 stars, though. Still was really enjoyable. This is my little Bible copy. Literally looks like a Bible. That's what it reminds me of. I'm not religious, but this looks like a Bible. Whatever. Then we get into a series, and this is the only series that I read for the rest of the month. Where do I even begin? All right. So I see absolutely no one talking about this book series except for maybe one creator that I watch their videos. And I'm not sure of the creator's name. I know that the channel name is Tall Guy Reads. All right. Not sure his name. But this is where I found this book series, maybe like halfway through the year. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. The covers are nice. You know, that's always what draws me in. And this month, I decided to pick up the books, take a gander, take a leap of faith, shall you say, and read these books. And it was not a disappointment whatsoever. If anything, I am going to be the crusader, all right, to get these fucking books more popular. Thank you. Because they are criminally underrated, all right, to the point where the first 3 books, it seems, are no longer even being published in hardback. Only mass market paperback. That's a fucking crime. I hate mass market paperbacks. Even though I just showed you my Bible. Those are for stacking. But I want the full covers of these, right? Empire of Silence by Chris Ferracchio. Oh my god. This was like a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is the first book in this Sun Eater series, which I believe is going to be 7 books. And my god, criminally underrated. Let's see how many ratings Sun Eater has on Goodreads. It has 5,000 ratings. Bitch, what? Anyways, this is definitely a science fantasy story following our main character, Hadrian Marlowe, who, and this isn't a spoiler, it's literally in, like, the prologue of the very first book. It's his story about how he destroys a sun and consequently, like, billions of people, okay? And it's just so fucking good. I devoured this first book, ate it up, gobbled it up like the little gremlin that I am, okay? And I just want more people to fucking read these books, talk about these books. Because like I said, criminally underrated, and I can't get my fucking hands on the hardcovers. And there are no regular paperbacks. That's a fucking crime. Daw Books, I have a fucking bone to pick with you, alright? Like I said, I'm gonna be the person to crusade this book. I'm going to be, you're gonna be fucking sick of me, because that's all I'm gonna fucking talk about for the next couple months, is Hadrian Marlowe, because he's a hottie, he's sexy. All right, this is a space fantasy, you know, maybe it could be, you know, sci-fi, but like not really. It's more space fantasy. And how I pitch this book, all right, is Name in the Wind, but science fantasy, and 10 times better, all right? You know all the problems I had with Name in the Wind. You know, we all know. You could check out my video if you don't know, but we all know I had major problems with Name in the Wind, mainly because it had so much potential and just let me down exponentially, all right? But this book took all of the problems that I had with Name in the Wind and just made them non-existent. All right? Chris Ferracchio, I thank you from the bottom of my fucking heart for this Sun Eater series. All right? Who knew that December would bring one of my favorite book series that I've read all year? All right? But it has. It has. It's so good. It's so good. And I thought this while I was reading it. It's very much Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader vibes, okay? And then I was watching one of his YouTube videos, all right? I believe he's the Sun Eater on YouTube, okay? And he said that was one of the things he was basing Hadrian off of, was if the transition for Anakin to Darth Vader was the thing that Anakin was supposed to be doing. And that's literally the vibes it gives off, all right? First book. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Read that in December. Then, I jumped right into Howling Dark, which is Sun Eater Book 2. Again, not going to go into spoilers, but this just continues on the story of Hadrian Marlowe, okay? And how he gets to where he gets at the end. All right? This is Book 2. Gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Very much enjoyed it. All right? Very much enjoyed it. Very much Star Wars, space vibes. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Chris Ferracchio. All right. Then we read the novella, Queen Amid Ashes. Actually, that's a lie. The Lesser Devil. All right. Which is a Sun Eater novella. And that's about Hadrian Marlowe's brother named Crispin. All right. And kind of what happens during the first book to Crispin, I don't want to give too many spoilers away because I really want you to read these fucking books. Okay? But, yeah, this pretty much is the story of Crispin on his own. Alright? Without Hadrian, or being in Hadrian's shadow. Okay? And it was really good. My only problem with this, so, like I said in the beginning, not super religious. Okay? I was born and raised Catholic. And, this novella heavily revolves around, like, they call it a cult, but it's, like, the cult of Catholicism, because it's, like, you know, far in the future of, like, Earth, you know, history or whatever, and they're, like, a protected cult. Yeah, no, I don't love reading about Catholics, alright? And that is the one problem I will say I have with this series. As I go on each and every book, I feel like it gets a little bit, you know, like, I like when religion is included in books. Like, a fake religion, made-up religion, fun, alright? What I don't love, and this is, like I said, this is my only problem with the Sun Eater books, is that it reminds me a little too much of Jesus, alright? There's a little too many parallels between Hadrian Marlowe and Jesus, and I don't love that, alright, personally. Not my thing, but I can look past it, you know, I can look past it, that's fine. But this novella really revolved around, like, Catholics, and, like, the cult of Catholicism, and wasn't my favorite. Gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Could have been a 4 if it was literally any other religion. I just have a thing against Catholicism because I got problems with it. I was born and raised in the Catholic Church, and I got my own issues with it. We're not getting into it today, alright? You could be a Catholic, that's fine, whatever. I don't care, right? I don't care what you choose to do with your own self, but I don't really want to read about Catholics. Okay. Anyways, yeah, like I said, gave that a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Could have been 4 to 5 stars if we didn't deal with the Catholics, right? Then we're hopping into Queen Amid Ashes, which is the second Sun Eater novella, right? And this one's following Hadrian, and, you know, again, don't want to give too many spoilers, but it takes place between books 2 and 3, alright? And it's a really, really good novella. I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So good. Kind of foreshadows, like I said, the whole him, you know, destroying his son is not a spoiler. That is in the prologue of the book. It's in the synopsis of everything, because he's kind of telling his story, you know, from after the fact. He's, like, writing his story. So, you know that, like, it's going to lead up to him destroying his son. And this novella, for me, was really kind of like a foreshadowing of hard decisions that he is inevitably going to need to make towards the end of the series. But he is very much judging and feeling righteous towards people who are making those decisions in this novella. Very good. Gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Pretty short. Took me, like, less than a couple hours to read. It was very good. Very good. Better than the first novella, because no Catholics. I like that. Thank you. Then I moved on to my last book of December of 2022, and that is Demon in White, again by Christopher Rocchio. This is the third book in the Sun Eater series. All right. And again, A Howling Dark, Empire Silence, Demon in White. None of them are being printed in hardback. None of them. And that's a crime. That's a travesty. That's not okay, considering how good these books are. They're criminally underrated, alright? This book's great. Lots of character development, lots of action that's going on, and I am just glued to these books. Like, I'm stuck on them like glue. I can't fucking help it. They're amazing. And, you know, like, as a Star Wars girly, the first, like, trilogy that came out was good, alright? 4, 5, 6. But I can't help but love 1, 2, 3. And I know that's, like, an unpopular opinion, whatever. 2 isn't that good. 1 and 3, phenomenal. And I am a sucker. I'm a sucker for Anakin Skywalker. And that is, I think, part of the reason why I adore these books so much. And you kind of see that shift definitely start to happen in A Demon in White, in my opinion. Right? In my opinion. And it's so good. Like I mentioned, before, my only problem with these books is getting a little too Jesus Christ for me. Right? it's getting a little bit too much second coming of Jesus. I don't love that. Don't. Too many parallels for me. All right. I wish that we could just have, like a made up religion. So like, I'm not thinking about like my childhood trauma, but that's fine. Like I said, I can look past it, but that's why these books don't get like a 5 out of 5 stars from me personally, because of that. All right. It's because of that. It's a little too much for me. Okay. Like I said, nothing wrong if, you, the viewer, have strong religious views, or if you're a very devout, XYZ, that's not me. I'm agnostic. So I just wish it wasn't so like Jesus Christy, the parallels. But there are also parallels with Anakin Skywalker. And to me, those are more important, so I'll look at those more. All right? I'll look at that more, and I'll love these books for what they are. Because they're amazing, all right? I have read, the rest of the books, but those have been in January, so I'm not going to talk about them. And those are the books that I read in the month of December 2022, all right? I had a really good reading year, let's see my Goodreads. I think I read 75 books, all right? So one less than last year, but I read like 30, excuse me. I read like 34,000 pages in comparison to like 31,000 last year. And to me, that's an A+. I'm proud of myself, all right? And you should be proud of yourself too, because reading is reading, and that's just a great thing, all right? We don't need high reading goals, all right? Everyone's life is different. Everyone's circumstance is different. So don't beat yourself up if you didn't read 20 books, if you didn't read 15 books, because you read what you read, and I'm proud of you, right? Like I said, my name is Caitlin J. Reeds. I hope you have a great and wonderful beginning of this new year. Make sure to like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, all right? Because I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You guys are the best, all right? Peace out. Goodbye.